Again, we're recording these videos for court. These people rigged the convention.
Oh, respect. Hey, what do you think? Wait, I don't even know that. I was going to play the Tarantella.
Why are you looking so sad?
Maybe on the way out. Can you find the Tarantella on the way out and we'll play it on my phone? Hi, everybody. How are you? And welcome to the Meatball Hour.
Here we are.
Here we are.
Meatball fun, baby. Like everyone doesn't know what we're talking about.
Some people don't. Welcome to the show. Thank you for watching. We're hearing ourselves.
We're hearing ourselves. Look, so sad.
Yeah. Thank you for being here. It is Wednesday. Help me out. May 27th.
27.
Thank you for being here. Hope you had a great Memorial Day weekend, even though the weather was just crappy.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? It's still a good 3-day weekend. I'm sorry.
That's
it's
right.
Still a good 3-day weekend, and you have to remember, again, like I said in my vignette, you have to remember what it's for, and that's to honor those who gave their lives for our freedom. And, God bless America, and God bless them and their souls, and
everybody who served.
And everyone who served. So, I don't know if you all know what's happening. That's what's happening. All right. So, I guess a few days ago, not a guess, like I'm guessing, I know what happened. A few days ago, my husband and Steve and about, 22 of my friends sent me this and another one that I don't have with me, but this, and said, what is he?
I have the other one. I'm the dirty cop.
Oh yeah, you're the dirty cop.
And there's a long story, but yeah, with the badge, I'm the dirty corrupt cop. So I want you to know. So.
Oh, I can't.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
We don't want to leave it out.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to leave it out.
All right.
Yeah.
And Jonathan DeBarros posted it.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of feedback. And look, once again, here's how I feel. And you guys, you know me to the core, pretty much. If that's what you got on me, that I'm shaped like a hot meatball, then guess what? You call me names all day long. But, it's just, again, disheartening when, first of all, I'm not even running for anything.
No.
I'm not even a candidate. Not only am I not a candidate, I'm not running against you.
Right.
So I don't know what your beef is with me. But,
well, you back Crochet. And
from the beginning.
So this is long before.
I was still nice. I've always been nice.
You invited him.
If you pull up any of those photos of the night he was at the RTC in February, here's me.
Yeah.
I applaud anyone who wants to run. I do. And we have been cordial. Mm-hmm. He was one of the first phone calls I made when Chris Shea announced. And I said, look, I've been with him for almost a year.
Right.
He's been thinking about it, so please know it's nothing personal. But I'm on Chris Shea's team.
But you told Michelle that also. Vitello from Danville. You told her that also. So it wasn't like it's a secret, dog. And this is the greatest part about democracy. You have the right to support who you want. I have the right, along with the other people in the RTC. The difference is it came down to all the delegates were being stacked for Crochet, all these things came out, and then before you know it, it has just unraveled.
It just has unraveled.
We've talked about a lot of things. We talked about, and again, I guess the biggest complaint that we hear about Crochet is that Crochet is not out taking big swings.
Right.
Okay? Now, I know that Jonathan DeBarros doesn't like me, and I can be honest with you, I'm not losing any sleep. I am the crooked cop. I am the whispering with the whole poem, the chief fornicator, you name it, I got videos of, you name it, I got it, I listened to it. Brother, again, I don't even live in this city. You can say whatever you want, but I am a voter in the 5th District. So for one of the constituents, and then someone forwarded me today, he made a statement on a video that he put out this morning, I guess it was like 50 minutes long.
Yeah.
Man, we are living rent-free.
In his head.
So, in one of those statements, was people like me, being a rhino, people like me, I'm to blame for Johanna Hayes, who let 500,000 Americans die from fentanyl. And I'm like,
and the border open, and I'm like,
all right.
You're pretty powerful.
You know that the best I got is having a meatball or heading over to Frankie's getting a hot dog.
That's right.
So if you want to create all this, that's fine. And I think a lot of the upset feelings are coming in because of Mr. dabarros' history. Now, I was a police officer. Again, I love this. I heard it from one, I'm going to use, okay? So I've heard it now from a couple of people that like to say it, and I'm sorry to say one of the people talking to Mr. dabarros, and we all know who you are, because you are officially cuckoo for Gold Puffs. There ain't no doubt about it. You know who you are, I know you are, everyone knows who you are. People have conspiracies, all these different things. Think whatever you want. I don't care. You know? You can ask Mr. dabarros, they say all the time, I killed Kennedy. I'm sorry. I apologize. But the case is the case. And I think that everyone wanted to go that the case was just going to go away. Please go look at it.
Let me back up and just say,
Are cuckoos in your name or cuckoos in your eye or no? Want me to take cuckoos down or you
you
do?
see me?
You still see cuckoo?
You can see me.
Yeah, I
Right?
can still see it.
Okay. Here's the bottom line. The bottom line is.
Yeah, I'll take cuckoos. We'll bring it back when it's necessary.
Yeah. He's angry with us.
Yes.
Because we have called him a murderer.
Okay.
And look, I'm a Catholic girl. I'm a Christian. And you could be as repentant as you want to be. You took a life. You took a life and almost took a second life, and you're going to explain it. And he loves to stand on the mountain and say, I was not I got pardoned. I was pardoned.
And he did.
You did get pardoned.
Absolutely.
But
so
again,
did Governor Rowland. So did a lot of people that unfortunately were guilty.
Did what they did,
Right.
but they got pardoned.
They got pardoned.
And that's
It's natural.
right.
Congratulations.
Right. And not only pardoned, you did most of your time, or you did all your
You
time.
did 19 years.
So you did 19 years by your own admission.
Correct.
And even on the video just now, when he posted this morning, he said he grew up in prison, and that's why he cusses a lot. I'm like, what's your excuse? But anyway, so
That's hurtful.
Virginia wants to know if you can deliver a meatball to her house.
Well, you know what's funny is, put a pin in that, but when he posted this, I was actually, as you know, Virginia, because I think you commented on my post, I was making meatballs. And everybody, how many people came over? 12? 15 people came through the house. Like, we heard you're making meatballs. I think I cooked about 7 pounds of macaroni and some meatballs.
Lou wants to know, Steve, those are your 2 meatballs.
Oh, God. Here
All right,
come
Lou.
the boy jokes.
All right, Lou.
Here
All
we
right.
come. All right, so back to Jonathan dabarros.
Yes.
So now,
Yes.
he does get pardoned, but you did take a life. And he likes to spin it, and he's a politician, do your thing. He likes to spin it that he didn't really do anything wrong. He was defending himself. Well, if you pull the records, court records, that's not what happened.
Okay, Dawn, and this is where please don't hate us for reading this stuff. You can make all the accusations you want. You say a lot of things. Listen, you run your campaign. We'll see what happens on August 12th. Congratulations if you win, and maybe you will, maybe you won't. But please don't be mad at us. This is a Channel 3 news story. Channel 3 News, okay? And on the bottom, it says, dabarros was convicted of murder in a 96 shooting in Waterbury.
Right.
Those are not my words.
That's right.
So please, stop hating the message. It's not, I didn't
Oh,
create
they go
this.
on the podcast.
Well, you know what?
But that's what we're
I was on the job in this time. And guess what? I'm sorry. Just because I was on the job and I served time in the Waterbury Police Department for 26 years, I didn't do you wrong. I didn't investigate this case, but I happen to know very clearly about this case.
Right. Because you were there.
I was there. And unfortunately, Dawn, there's a lot of facts and circumstances. Again, you can call me a lot of things. You can accuse me of all these things. You can say whatever you want. Clean up your own house. First of all, I'm not running for anything. I'm not running for congressman. If you're mad at me, this is like people stand up at public meetings and they're talking about schools, and the first people they're talking about are you and I.
It's you and I.
What are you talking about? What are we building the schools now?
You built my town. Not building them. We're the reasons they're not being
We're
built.
not being
I'm
built.
like, what are you talking about, my
This
town?
is how deranged some
Stop it.
people are. And you know what? Kudos to you, because I heard you prevented him from going to places in Cheshire, Southbury. You made delegates vote. You leaned on people. You did. Oh my God. Let me tell you something. The difference, what you're not understanding, Tom, is that when it came down to it, the delegates that did go to the convention, they were literally, for this race, split 5-5.
Absolutely.
Okay. So you received 22% of the votes. That means of delegates, 78% voted for Chris Shea.
That's right.
Okay. But 5 of those delegates in the city of Waterbury supported Mr. DeBarros.
Absolutely.
And good for that. Now, this whole meatball thing happens. Let me tell you something. A lot of things have happened. A lot of things were said. There's still 1 or 2 beyond cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. For many reasons, you support whoever you want. I really don't care. But if someone said these things about your family did that, I'm sure your opinions would be vastly different.
Right.
So, others said, I don't agree with this. And there's no names. I don't agree with what you're doing, Mr. DeBarros. And the very first thing out of their mouth to one of his most loyal supporters, well, you must be a racist. Okay. So I can make a joke about black women, but I can't make a joke about it. First of all, you shouldn't be making a joke about either.
Right.
So
we're not condoning any.
He posted a picture of a black woman with a lot of voting stickers all over, and he says, well, you laughed about that, so now you must be a racist. Well, let me tell you something, Mr. DeBarros. You think the steam is growing. The steam is coming out because loyal supporters, if I don't support you, you're garbage, you're stupid. One of the statements made today, and I couldn't believe it, it was one of the most bizarre things I've ever heard. And again, please go back and look at it, and I'm going to be very, very clear. Mr. DeBarros, it was at a video that was put out this morning by yourself at 11 minutes and 12 seconds into the video. All Democrats are racist. Well, let me tell you something. You can call me all the names you want. You can call me the things you want. You can call Dawn what you want. But here's the difference. I am a Republican. I'm a proud Republican. But I also have thousands of Democratic people that I know that just because they don't think the way I think doesn't make you a racist, doesn't make you stupid. That's healthy debate. And that's why I can vote for Chris Shea. And here's what for it. I will vote for Chris Shea. Because August 12th, Chris Shea's going to win. That's all there's to it. That's my own opinion. You're going to have some other people have other opinions. And I will double down again. I will walk into that booth, call me the names if you want, but I will tell you what, I don't agree with Johanna Hayes' stances, but I also don't agree with attacking this.
Right.
And that's just not the way, because you need to go to Washington, you need to go to the state of Connecticut, you need to go to the city of Waterbury, sit down, and be able to reach across the aisle.
Right.
Most of the aldermen in the city will not do that. And if you can't, we're not going to solve it.
Yeah. At all. And
It's not a name calling thing. There's nothing. I should be able to have my opinion without you saying, I'm sorry to say, we read right off the case. And anybody can go read it. The problem is, no one touched it till now. And you know what I keep hearing more than anything? Where's Chris? Where's Chris Shea? Where's Chris Shea? And you know what? That's not for us to decide, because guess what? We're not running Chris Shea's campaign. That's his decision. Chris Shea's taking the high road. But you know what? Right now. You don't think that Johanna Hayes is salivating at the thought of doing this? And you know why? Why isn't she doing it? I'll tell you why Johanna Hayes is not doing it.
Don't you have a list
Johanna
of the
Hayes
ones
is not going to face this person in a primary, in an election, because he's not going to win.
she doesn't have to.
So all this energy is coming out.
Right.
This is like New Gene 2.0, like back into the election. We don't need to do this. And guess what? We're not.
Very sad.
Here, we talk on a podcast. If you don't like it, tell everybody. Get the clicker. Change the
Watch.
channel.
Right.
Change the damn channel. You have to watch. But it's not like, hey, here's the dirty cop. Mr. DeBarros, I will challenge you like anyone else. I'd be happy to meet you any day of the week, unsolicited, at Chief Spagnola's office. And you know how much he loves me. We can meet there and ask him to pull my personnel record without one single written complaint, as long as you will agree to go to the Department of Corrections with me and let me review your history inside a correctional institution for 19 years.
We have to sign.
There's
A big sign.
So,
Okay.
come.
Alright, so Mary Ann is asking, why or how did he get a pardon?
Okay. If
Well, thank you for asking.
that's a great question. So if we can break the story down a little bit without
Yes.
boring anybody.
Yes.
Again, folks, this is coming right out of all of the history, and anyone can go online at this moment and read it. So please, we're not making this up. So Mr. DeBarros, in 1996, he was in the North Square Park of the city of Waterbury playing basketball. Okay, he went there. Group of people came. A gentleman came over by the name of Scott Nash, and then there was another guy that came over.
Right.
A little bit of a confrontation took place. There was a verbal dispute.
Right.
At that time, Mr. DeBarros believed the gentleman who ended up passing away put his hands in his hoodie and thought that he was pulling something out, what he believed to be a handgun.
Right.
Okay. Mr. DeBarros pulled out a handgun and shot this person. The person fell to the ground. Now again, tomorrow morning I'll be on Channel 3 News. He's going to make all this. You can do whatever you want, but please, folks, I'm not asking you to believe me. Look at the case file. The person falls to the ground. Everyone starts to scatter. What happens at that point? If you shoot someone, your life is in imminent danger. You shoot someone, what is your first instinct? At that point, person's on the ground. Now, again, folks, we're going to go right to the case here. Dawn, again, if you can.
Well, while you're
Go on.
looking,
Yep.
so this gentleman fell to the ground. Now, Mr. DeBarros says that he was in self-defense. He was fighting for his life in self-defense. So he felt the need to pull a gun, shoot this guy. What is your tendency? Let me get away.
Absolutely.
I gotta get away. I stopped him. Let me turn around and let me run away. If you feel that your life is in danger, I did what I need to do to immobilize this guy. Let me get away. And what did he do?
This is a very, I mean, without getting to all this was all actually unnecessary. People can do all this themselves, but when this happens, and all this corrupt cop, the chief fornicator, you name it, say whatever you want, your cute little things, your post. Here's one for you. Dawn, if I wanted to jump off the Empire State Building, that's my business.
That's right.
If I want to run naked on Willow Street, that's my damn business.
Well, it means it's Tuesday.
Well, right, but here's one for you. I don't get in your life. No one knows my life. No one knows yours. You make your decision.
Right.
This is a statement. Pieces of the statement given by Mr. DeBarros the night he was arrested.
Yes.
Verbatim. The defendant was arrested on the day of the shooting, and he was taken. The defendant was informed of his Miranda rights, signed a waiver of those rights, gave the police a signed statement recounting the shooting. The defendant gave, in relevant part, the following account of the events. Nash called me over to where they were standing. When I walked over to Nash, he started to talk to me. While Nash was talking to me, the victim started yelling at me. All the time, he kept his hands in the pocket of his hoodie. I started getting real nervous because I thought the victim had a gun in his pocket. When the victim started to take his hands out of his pocket, I pulled out a smaller gun of the two guns I was carrying. When I took my .25 cal gun out, I shot once, but then kept on shooting until the gun was empty. After the victim fell, Nash knew my .25 was out of bullets, so he started to come at me. That's when I pulled out my 9mm and fired twice. Now, fired twice, but missed Mr. Nash.
Right. While the other victim is on the ground, and you would say in the fetal position,
Right.
DeBarros went over him and just unloaded his clip into this kid on the ground.
So, now, everyone is scattering.
Right.
Mr. Nash comes at Mr. DeBarros. Mr. DeBarros takes two shots, misses.
This is it.
Mr. Nash turns and runs away.
Because he fears for his life.
And Mr. DeBarros then shot Mr. Nash in the back 3 times
As he was running away.
while running away. Please don't get mad at us
Right.
for the instance. Does that make you a horrible person today, Mr. DeBarros? The answer is no. You go to jail, you served a lot of time, you come out, and you would say, you are clearly running for office. Congratulations. You are turning your life around, but seeing the way you're attacking people Here, you can have a spirited debate. It's all good. But you can do or say whatever you want and then blame us for what happened.
Right.
But here's the deal. The question I would say is, are you really rehabbed? If you attack people like this, how much of rehab really took place? We can have a healthy banter. We can bitch and complain about Neil, Paul, this. But let me tell you something. It's not about Dawn's appearance, Steve this. Everyone else is at fault. This person doesn't believe me, you're a racist. I'm going to go with Dawn. There was one that really jumped at me. And I think this says a lot. In one of the people that initially endorsed Mr. DeBarros were the Yukon Republicans.
Yes.
They endorsed Mr. DeBarros. Came out. He went to Yukon, stated, went represent themselves. The young Republicans from Yukon said, we want to endorse you.
Right.
They went to the convention and they switched. They then went and backed Crochet. This is what Mr. Medeiros, after a back and forth with Mr. Medeiros and DeBarros, Mr. Medeiros, Jeffrey DeBarros said to Mr. DeBarros, Jonathan, I'm reading an email, by the way. I was not pressured in any way, as I told you in person. If you wanted an explanation, it would have been nice to speak about it. I'm always available to talk. Accusing me and others of caving to an imaginary establishment is not a winning strategy. In fact, it's one of the many reasons I made my decision. I'm disappointed you jumped to this conclusion, especially after we spoke about it in person. A bit unprofessional on your part. Again, if you'd like to talk, please feel free. Now, this is a young Yukon person running history. The young Republicans, you want these people involved. Here, we may not agree, Mr. DeBarros. Maybe we come from different sides of the track. Whatever it may be, but here, today, I don't live in Waterbury, but neither do you. I live in Cheshire, you live in Plymouth or Terryville. So please understand, you say Waterbury, I served a lot more time in Waterbury than you did. You were here for 17, 18, 19 years. You went, you did your time. I was here for 26 years. Then you came back, you took a job in Waterbury. That's when we got involved. And to this day, I will forever hate Vic Wavis for ever introducing me to you, who calls me one day when I was at work, put me on a three-way call, and then this all transpired. Here's what for you. I'm sorry, but we're not here to fight your battles if it's your opinion. If you bring things forward, we'll fight the battle. We stand up for a lot of people. I don't care if you're a Democrat, Republican, unaffiliated, black, white, purple, big, small. I don't care what religion you are. I just don't care. But don't blame us for being corrupt, all these different things, get your own house clean. Well, I will, as soon as I run for Congress. And we all know that ain't gonna happen. Here, and I say it pretty much every other week. Hi, my name's Steve. I live in a glass house, but I know who my neighbors are. And I'm very sorry. If you want to condemn me, create things, dirty cop, listen, I already went through one guy who went after us for months and months and months and months and months. Here, if you have some proof that I was ever a dirty cop, come on, bring it out. I'd love to hear it. Come sit next to us. But then today he said, if you want to have a sit down, I'll have a sit down. Here's my real question. Why the hell would we?
Why would we? We have tried.
It doesn't
to
work.
just exist.
You do your thing, we'll do ours. But unfortunately, politics meshes to a point where, hey, I don't agree with things about Mike Egan and Carlo. I don't agree with this one. But at the end of the day, I'm going to say it. Not to mix this up. This last Board of Alderman meeting was a disaster, in my opinion. And I will say this. Mike Egan and Carlo actually ran a pretty good meeting.
He did run a good meeting.
I'm sorry. It wasn't great. There was a lot of controversy. But he was calm. He let everyone talk. He actually did his thing. And I got to tell you, I wrote it down today. I said, you know what? Sometimes you got to say what the truth is. Otherwise, okay, you're always an ass, you're this and that. It's not it, Dawn, but the problem is.
But when you do asinine things, we'll call it.
It's dirty. If you want to go out tomorrow morning and stand there and you told everybody today that you're the same as Frederick Douglass. I'm so sorry. And you know what? And I have to say this, Dawn. Everyone says we have the right to bear arms. I agree. But you do know, when our forefathers made out all of these, the Declaration of Independence, and we put all this stuff forward, you do know that you have to take like 3 minutes to load a musket one time.
That's right.
You do know that it should be a little bit moldable to now when you can shoot off 8, 10, 12, 15 shots every couple of seconds. And do I believe in a right to bear arms? Absolutely.
Right.
But I do have to question, what's a 17-year-old doing without one gun but two?
Right.
What are you doing shooting a guy and then standing over him and unloading your clip? What are you doing shooting a guy in the back?
Right.
I'm sorry. I did 26 years on the job. You know how many times I shot someone in the back? Never. You know how many times I shot somebody? Never. You know how many times I was put in that position? A lot.
I put the
Look, I'm sorry, but I understand that you had a rough upbringing, and I'm sorry.
I hit
But
you
it doesn't give you the right to take someone's life.
It says
Yes,
no invoice
you were
found.
pardoned. And let's clarify why. You went, you were arrested, you were convicted of murder. You appealed. The appeal was based on Mr. DeBarros stated that the person, the victim who passed away, allegedly had a gun on his possession.
Right.
Okay. So, Mr. DeBarros then states during the confusion of all this, after everybody got shot, somebody stopped at the victim, took something from him, and ran away. Okay. 3 hours after the case, after the shooting took place, a car was stopped with the person from on the scene, a known gang member, had a gun in his car.
Right.
So,
And he thought it was the gun that was in the hoodie
Oh,
of the guy he shot.
correct.
But
Police took it, did fingerprints on it, nothing came up from the victim as fingerprints from that case. Now, what happens? It brings it back, states, I want to file, he has an attorney, great job, files an appeal, goes back, and the appellate court says, yeah, you know what? We don't believe it's connected, but the jury should have been told during when they call it charged or advised, they should have at least been told that fact. All right, Mr. Barrows, guess what? Maybe you're right. So, what they do is they basically find that they're going to give him another trial. Okay, so they give him a second trial. Second trial ends in a hung jury, which means it's kind of like deadlocked. So then, here comes the third opportunity. Are we going to try this person again or what? This is a statement made by Jonathan DeBarros to the Judiciary Committee when he was still incarcerated. I never had the chance to prove that the gun that came out of the hand of the victim, because now, by the time the second appeals come around, the police department, they get a destruction order. Case is long gone. He's been in jail for years and years and years. They figure this is over. They order a destruction order because your evidence room fills up.
so what does that mean?
They take it and they destroy the gun.
Okay.
Okay. Now, which again, when it comes to police work these days, that's just ridiculous.
Right.
You should never do that. When it comes to drugs, if the drugs are tested positive, they take the drugs, they burn them. You know, but they destroyed the gun. So in fairness to Mr. DeBarros, they couldn't go back and do it again. So now it brings into, he says the situation could have been my second or third strike. I would have received life in prison because of a corrupt prosecutor, corrupt police officers, along with an incompetent judge, and now my situation taking place under the 3-strike law. I was supposed to go back to trial. This is his statement. I was supposed to go back to trial for a third time, but after spending over $48,000 in legal fees, my family and I could not afford, so I forced to take a plea bargain under the Alford Doctrine on the charge of manslaughter. The Alford Doctrine is, I am not giving up my innocence, and I'm not telling you I'm guilty of anything, but I believe you have enough information to convict me of said crime.
Possibly convict me.
That's the Alford Doctrine. So, he then pled guilty, signed away to manslaughter.
Right.
You get a 19-year bid, which is a freaking eternity. God bless you. God bless you. You came out and you are clearly a different person, to a point, I think, but here we are. Now it comes down to it. So you're out of jail for 10, 11 years. You're not in trouble. Great job. You're a family person. You said you own a house. All the great things. Right. But anyone in the world can then say, hey, look at this. I'd like to apply for a pardon. So you can go and present it, and they can say, pound sand, pound sand. They took it. They looked at all the facts and circumstances. They looked at his time in jail. They looked at he took the thing. They granted him a plea or a pardon. No different than happens in hundreds of thousands of places.
That's right.
So congratulations. I applaud it. So no, you don't have a criminal record right now per state law. You still a gun owner, which, who knows? I would have my questions on this, but congratulations. But please don't get mad at me or Dawn for the facts and circumstances that are in court documents in the state of Connecticut for anyone to look at. Anyone, Dawn.
And that's what we're going to say. Any questions, comments?
Sorry.
No.
I know it's, listen, I
Storytelling, and now people
No,
are
but-
like, oh, tell me.
but I want to know what's going on, and you know what? This isn't personal. I'm sorry. Please don't take this wrong. I don't care enough about Mr. DeBarros. He's not. I'm not going to vote for him. He's not the candidate I would vote for. I don't care what color he is. I don't care. I just don't stand for, if you're not going to do it, just because I call out Paul doesn't mean we have the right to say, Paul's family is X, Y, and Z. Paul this and blah, blah. Yeah, you can say whatever you want, but again, you don't like it, change it.
Just stop. Yeah, don't watch this. I'll tell you who was a little personalized. Montana West.
You can take this one.
All right, so you and I
I
and
only got one thing to say. Go
There
ahead.
you go. You and I and Joe go to the board of alderman meeting early. And we can only stay till about 7. We had an RTC meeting to
For nominations.
For nominations.
So we just didn't leave, just say, you know what?
We're gonna leave.
Joint, we're going out to get drunk.
We had to go to, it was a mandatory RTC meeting. So we waited, we watched everyone come up, and we're going to talk about the pre-K / special ed facility that Karen is proposing for a $100 million bond, which we'll talk about that in a minute. And we heard everybody's stories, and like 6:55 came up, we left. Someone came up, they were still speaking. It was 7 o'clock, so they were speaking for an hour. And then I guess Mr. Watson came up and said, well, the people who are going to care about this just left. And I'm watching it today, and I'm like, is he talking about us?
What are we going to get our bricklaying stuff? Like we're building a house? What are you talking about?
So
Please
he
don't
went
flatter
on
yourself.
and on about how, these kids deserve, blah, blah, blah. And then turned to Kelly and said, and you, Kelly,
Yeah.
and Dawn and the Republican Party, stop fighting against...
Stop being divisive.
Stop being
That's the
divisive.
same guy that posted the video about you going around traffic during a funeral.
My funeral procession.
Holy obsessed.
You're kidding, right? And what did we have?
Get a life.
This had nothing to do with what people were speaking about.
Ugh.
And you sounded foolish, and I'm sorry. So, but I thought it was pretty flattering. Yes?
Hi there.
Mary Ann says, excellent reading of the court documents.
Thank you. Thank you. And again, please, I'm glad that he is no longer where he was. I'm glad that all these great things.
Absolutely.
But please don't blame us.
That's right.
I get it. We just differ on things. We chose a different candidate. It's all personal now.
Right.
Again, I don't care. Good luck to you. You got 22%. But you know what? For me, when I get 22%, it means my opponent got 78%.
That's it.
So, you know what?
Exactly.
You may not like him, and Crochet may be a little reserved, but I'll tell you what, I'll go with the cat who served our country honorably for a very long time. And I'll tell you what, you look at him, he's amazing. You know what? If people want to hear a little more outspoken from Crochet, you're damn right they do.
Right.
And I think you're going to.
And you will. You will.
If not, Chris, don't make me vote for John, because I'm going to.
Oh, God, will you stop?
You know I'm a rhino. That's what the
Stop.
Okay.
Just stop. So, a few big items,
Yes.
agenda items last night.
Where do we
Let's
start?
talk about the pre-K special ed proposed facility. Again, I don't want to say it. I told you.
You just said it.
I told you so.
I mean, you just said it.
All right.
All right.
So, when I was campaigning,
Yes, ma'am.
I said, look, okay, go ahead, before I even start, go ahead.
Bingo.
Go ahead.
The stop sign's up, and it's bingo.
funny.
So whatever this is, it's got to be good.
Go
Go ahead.
ahead.
Okay, our friend Moochie.
Hey, Moochie!
Are those meatballs real? They look so damn good.
I'm telling
Coming
you.
over for dinner.
I'm telling you, that is, I don't want to.
Yes.
Oh, don't mess them up.
And by the way, just for the record, I saw the video that day too.
Yeah.
All this crap that people stop. I never got the invite to say, hey, you want to swing by and get a
No
couple
one
meatballs?
called, but everyone stopped because
all right.
they know that's what I do. I
All
feed
right.
everybody. Moochie from New Cheese. That's what I do.
I see.
Yeah. So
That is the ticket.
You know what? You know what? No wonder you lost. Anyway, keep going. Oh!
anyway,
See,
when I
we do it everywhere.
was campaigning, so when I was campaigning, I really got to know the Department of Education issues, and I got to know a lot of admins, administrators, and teachers, and because you know what, I don't have kids, so I don't have first-hand knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So I talked to a lot of people who are in that world, and what's missing, and my best friend Susan has Jana. Jana was a student. She's 29.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, so Susan's old. Is that what I'm getting at? I just want to point that out. No, Susan, I love you, but yeah, wow. She just threw you out there, Susan.
But Jana has a G-tube, and she has birth issue when she was born. She had issues.
So she's someone who would need a lot of special needs care.
Yes, she needs a lot of 24-hour care.
Okay.
But she was part of the education system in Waterbury, so I got to know a little bit from her.
Mm-hmm.
And we said, and I said,
Mm-hmm.
I want every child in our system to get the attention and the education that they individually need. And you know what? What's right for Johnny isn't right for Jack. What's right for Susan isn't right for Leslie.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't right.
Can we come up with a marriage?
I know, right? I'm married. So I want everyone to get the best education. And do I think our whole education process needs work? And we started this when Ruffin was in.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm like this whole system between, high, the top 2% of everybody working there was making millions and millions of dollars, and the teachers and paras are not.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to look at it from every angle. But when it comes to special ed, it has a special place in my heart, and I want all of the kids to get the education and the care they need.
Mm-hmm.
So I said I would propose a therapeutic facility, therapeutic home almost, that cater to special ed kids, and we had the best of the best special ed teachers and counselors and everything that we would need, and then let them go into gen ed programs.
Right.
And we
Kind of
would do
transition,
that. Yes.
you know?
If they,
And it was brought up to use the Roberto Clemente School.
Well,
And
that ended up a big.
that's when everyone got crazy with it, but it wasn't. And then my favorites were when the mayor, which I'm so happy we're going to hear it. Paul, let me hear it. Paul, I can hear it. Let me hear it, Paul. I was wrong. Because you said it was illegal.
Illegal. You
And
can't
then
do that.
so did Ruffin.
You're
Guess
illegal.
what? You're proposing
You don't know
now.
anything. You don't know what you're talking about, Dawn.
Go listen to the meeting last night. It's be really good. We can put everyone in the same building and have the resources and share. And I'm sitting there saying, I look over and she's like, I said that.
I said that.
And they said it was illegal.
And
Right.
they made me feel like I was doing something illegal and immoral. And
Right.
look, I'm not saying, somebody said to me, oh, you want to lock them away. Stop it.
Just so everyone knows,
Stop
we
it.
are, and for everyone who wants to make those ridiculous statements, do your homework.
Just do your homework.
Already in the city of Waterbury, good, bad, or indifferent, please, we already have technically a therapeutic school in State Street. We do. You can say whatever you want,
Right.
but kids with a 504 that go through, they have some type of behavioral issue, and they go and they're at one place.
That's right.
And I'm sorry, the difference is enlightenment is for discipline, where
Right.
State Street is much more for, planes that they need some additional care.
Right.
And it's not because I don't want to pay attention, or it's not because I want to do that. Sometimes the kids just, they can't control a lot of things.
That's right.
And I'm going to
So
say
we
something.
already do
Yeah.
it.
I'm going to say something
To a certain extent.
that a lot of people have brought to me, and everyone says these words, and I think they say this behind closed doors. And I think that this is where everyone's like, oh my God, you're not going to go there. You're not going to. Well, yes, you know it. Okay.
Here. I just love that.
Sometimes, so many of the kids that we have that have special needs, and we send them out of the city. And there are so many things we could sit here and talk about this for 2 hours.
Oh, please.
But to put these kids who are not prepared, who cannot maintain this, who need the extra care in regular ed classes, Dawn, I'm going to say it, these kids, you're neglecting what, in a sense, they need, but in fairness, you're hurting the kids
You're hurting everyone.
in the class, the 24 kids that have to be in the classroom, you're taking away from the educational process. The scores are going down. These teachers have to dedicate so much time if there's no parents there. These teachers are doing magic. And the problem is, we're not saying take all the bad kids or kids with special needs. Absolutely
And we're not
not.
even saying do it for the entire school day.
Right.
Like if you, let's go back and forth, we'll do gen ed classes,
Yes.
and then guess what? We bring them to the therapeutic center and they get the sensory
Yes.
experience.
Back in the day, you got pulled out for a little bit of extra reading. You get this.
Right.
You know what? But now what's happening, and I don't care what Darren or anyone else in this city says, a lot of these kids now, because their IEPs, where it's going to have to be, they want this, and this. Some of these kids in high school they're getting 20 minutes a day on their IEP because to how to hold a pen. That started in second grade. You know what? It's time to reevaluate these things and take them off. And they don't need those services anymore.
That's right.
And this is the problem.
That's right.
And this is why we have so many teachers signing all these things from other schools. We've never even met these kids.
So
We're not helping the
here
kids.
is my, hold that
Oh.
thought. We have a
We have a
comment.
bingo.
Yes, we have a bingo. So, as I was saying all this,
Yeah.
you're like, can't do it, you can't do it. And as we're watching the budgets go through, we're watching huge percentages, a huge percentage of the education budget going to special ed, special places. So, in essence, you're spending, what we said,
$25 million to send the kids out of district.
district because the rules are if your district doesn't have the services, you have to be sent somewhere that does. So I said, but if we had a therapeutic special needs unit, we wouldn't have to do that. We would save that money. We would have people coming in from all of our neighbor cities, neighbor towns who needed that. And we would become the hub for this while letting the 24 kids in Mrs. Jones's fourth grade learn at their speed and then have the special needs kids go in and out. And like you said, we had reading classes, we had extra math classes, and this would be just that. No, you can't do it. So now, they're proposing $100 million bond for a pre-K / special needs
Early
education, early childhood education center. So here's my question before we get into the money. So what happens? See, this is my beef with the current administration and the past administration. What happens after that? You never have a plan. You never have a plan from A to Z. You piecemeal stuff all together, whether it's roads, Department of Public Works, education, whether it's human everything you do is piecemeal. And I always think of the kid who's like holding the dam closed and something else happens. Oh, let's go. You can't run a city like that, people. You can't. So, in this case, because I could go off on a tangent on that altogether, in this case, I am all for this special education, pre-K, early childhood development center. I love it. But what's the plan after they're done? You just drop them into gen ed classes?
It's a great question.
What is the plan?
It's a great question.
So guess what? Now let's talk about the money. It's $100 million, people. Again, I can't express enough how I would do anything for our kids. They're our future. But I also have to be cognizant of the ramifications on the taxpayers. So, what I would do, everyone says it, what would you do? You can literally almost, I'm going to break it down. You could almost get pre-approved for a bond. You can go like you do for a home mortgage. You can get pre-approved for this, right? And then go to the state because this is what they're hanging their hat on. They're hanging their hat on the fact that we are going to get, and we'll talk about that, we are going to get 94% of that money back from the state. And I didn't write the percentages down, but certain percentage, like 74%
79 to
education, and 15 because there's special ed issues going, a certain other percent
Because
because there's pre-K,
Pre-K, right.
early childhood.
Yep.
That's awesome. But guess what, people? We can't afford as taxpayers to go on the hook again for another bond. So they always want to talk about sins of the past. Well, let's talk about sins of the past. The recent past. $30 million for water. $6 million for the Exchange Place building. Now they want to talk about a $100 million bond for this building. And guess what? The 94% back is not guaranteed. You have to apply for that. So, let me break it down as far as development is concerned, because that's my wheelhouse. That's my op-ed. K-Bar. The administration gave them the world for St. Mary's School. You can do this, you can have this for about $47, right? But guess what? It hasn't come to fruition. Why? Because K-Bar executives are waiting to get the grant from the state. So they're not going through with it. So they could say, go K-Bar, go,
So we still own it.
We still own it.
And we don't get
They
any
haven't
money
bought
on
it.
it. No.
There's no tax money coming on it. It's not on the books. Guess why? Because the administration has gone out there and said, these people are great. They're developers and they're developing things. You know what? They developed the Oddfellows building to our detriment and then made about $10 million on that sale.
Remember, you built it in the Oddfellows and you rehabbed it for $17 million of state grant money. $17 million, and now you're trying to sell it for $3.5 million. Who buys and makes a $17 million building and sells it for $3.5 million? You know why?
Tell you who.
Because
someone who didn't put in, someone who didn't invest
not
any
at all.
money.
And then,
so the $3.5 million. I'm sorry.
No.
So the $3.5 million comes up, and you paid $500,000 for it or something. And guess what? How much money did you make?
Where do you think that's going, folks?
Now it's they're going to turn that money and they're going to put it in St. Mary's, but they haven't yet.
If you trusted in the St. Mary's project, you trusted in that project.
That's right.
Buy the building.
Do the
thing,
then get the grant.
Hope you get the grant.
That's right.
You know what? That's what you do, but you won't do it. And guess what? Mr. K-Bar, Joseph Gramando, great business deal. But you're being protected by the city of Waterbury. You know why? Because you're all in bed together.
That's right.
That's because you're all getting paid.
That's right.
And we'll show why other things were not approved at the board meeting last night, because everyone's getting paid.
That's right.
And we'll show you why.
So bringing it back to the education, I'm here to tell you, and I feel comfortable speaking on behalf of the Republican alder people. They're not against this.
Absolutely not.
They want the best for the kids, but their fiduciary responsibility is to the taxpayers as well. So,
and they want a freeze on the water rates. So Kelly Zimmerman, Alderman Zimmerman, she basically brings up, listen, this was the last meeting. You won't come to the table. You won't negotiate with us. This is really kind of our only shot to sit down. They wanted to come out and say, hey, we don't want to have a water increase at all. We don't think the citizens of Waterbury can handle this.
Right.
And they were told, too bad. So I don't understand this, but yet we can afford, and this, Dawn, let's just please get the Skywriter out, do whatever you want. This building, this school is an amazing opportunity. If you're going to pay $6 million for $100 million,
God, all day long.
Sign
now.
Sign up now.
Sign now. But,
Okay.
and they could.
Absolutely.
This could happen. This could come to fruition.
Yes.
But it's a very hard risk to take, knowing that we've already done a $30 million bond last year. We've already done a $6 million bond. There are bonds all over the place.
Look, we're doing a city hall, right?
Or
Chase building.
Chase building bond.
That's going to be there, and that's why we bought
30 or 40.
That's why we bought Exchange Place. I heard the elevator doesn't work in, but that's just a whole.
Okay, little nugget, funny nugget. I heard that Neil O'Leary and his wife and the building manager got stuck in the one elevator that hardly ever works. Just saying, in the Exchange building that he thought was the be-all, end-all. Anyway, so...
If that shouldn't have been the Tower of Terror right there. But
Right,
anyway,
that
I'm
is
just
right,
saying, well,
right.
just throwing it out there.
So
but,
now,
all right.
what I would do, I would get the pre-approval for the $100 million, go to the state and say, this is what we've got. What are you giving us against this? And then let's see what they come up with. And then when they say, yes, you got the whole 94,
So,
sign on the dotted line. Here's my other issue. if I was in that office, here's my question to Darren and the Board of Ed. What happens, because I'm a developer girl, I'm a development junkie,
Right.
yeah. What happens when that project goes over budget? Because you know it will. Every project does that we do in this city.
And they come back looking for more
And
money.
they come back looking for, I mean, not little money, 10, 15, 20 million more
Who's on the
dollars.
hook for that?
Who's paying for that? Guess who? You are. So please understand that I love this idea. We are very close with Amanda, Mr. C's. We want nothing but success for those programs. We want nothing but the best for our kids. But this isn't the way to do it. And I talked to a lot of teachers and admins. We have the space. We have, like, a lot of them call me. They're like, Dawn, you know what they should do? They should send Reed over here, and then this one up to Enlightenment, and then this one over here. Use the Reed building. It's beautiful. We say it all the time. So the city did the Archdiocese a solid. They bought the Sacred Heart Church and School campus. They kicked community school out, told them to go to St. Joe's, which had just been rehabbed, and it's beautiful inside and all up to date on electronics and HVAC. Sent them over there, and now they're selling the building. They're selling St. Joe's. Community school probably can't come up with that kind of coin, so they're not going to buy it. Why would you sell it? Use that facility. It's already retrofitted with everything you need, and then build it out. Build it out. Build out sensory rooms. Build out what you need.
Can I put the line up here for a minute?
Go ahead.
Because when you brought up the Roberto Clemente School, I know that everyone came out and attacked you. I'm going to put the line here. We have never shared this conversation.
Go ahead.
What I'm going to say, okay? Regan School is a beautiful school. Regan School, when you get up to North Main, Bucksdale breaks off. Regan School has about 200 kids.
Okay.
Regan School, those kids should be sent to area schools, and you can move all of those kids
So
from the right now the Bucksdale Annex down to, and it's a one-level school. It's beautiful. Please, all the Regan School parents, don't hate me.
Right.
I'm just telling you, it's a beautiful facility. It's got a private area, parking lot,
Yes,
in and out.
it
Kids
is.
would be safe. I'm just telling you, there are things to do. It's not like there's 700 kids up there, Dawn. It's a small facility.
Right.
It's a wonderful facility. I know all the Regan teachers are going to hate me now.
Right.
I'm really sorry, but there are plans to be made, and that would really segue you into the next point, which
Go ahead.
Stop,
We
stop.
have some comments.
All right, go ahead. Because then I'm
Okay.
going right into
Yes,
the condition of the annex.
yes.
So Al says, what's the feasibility of using an existing city-owned property versus a brand new one built? Have any studies been conducted?
I don't think so.
Then our
Again,
friend
planning.
Then our friend Roger says, what about
Hi,
the
Raj.
Animate building? It has a new roof. Then we need to shout out to Mary
Your
Ann.
fault, Roger.
Yeah, right. I think if we're
That's
going to find
your fault.
Roger, I think Roger voted on that
I
rule.
think yeah.
All right.
Anyway.
All right.
We need to shout out to
Doesn't make
Mary Ann and say, please don't listen and drive at the same time. She had to pull over. We don't want you to get into an accident.
Oh,
No,
please.
no.
None of that.
Please. Then we have another one here, a really long one,
Okay.
from Chris.
Hi,
Hi,
Chris.
Chris.
So hard for me to be quiet about this, but I'm going to sit here and see what happens.
Uh-oh.
It's interesting how nobody asked the past administrators who created the pre-K through 8 schools.
That's Neil. Neil did the pre-K schools. That's a hands down. This was a lot of Neil's thing. This was absolutely his idea.
We
So,
have
oh,
one
go
more
ahead.
too.
No, go ahead.
Okay, Jen says,
Hi, Jen.
Hi, Jen.
maybe if the deal is you go over, then you start picking off salaries, starting with the top.
Well,
There
Jen,
you go, Jen.
$2 million,
Yeah.
folks, for the
On that third floor.
top 10 positions. You add them together, top 10 positions, $2 million. And let me tell you something. And we're going to talk about the meeting last night, but there were a lot of passionate teachers. Now, first of all, the special ed teacher, the social worker, the principal, Amy Sims, excellent. But I want you all to know, the showing from downtown, the showing from certain people was all orchestrated by Darren Schwartz and the downtown to show this is a support. These people never show up to those meetings.
Please.
There is this was such a dog and pony show. And unfortunately, that was a little bit of strong arming. And guess what, Darren? By the time, when this school's done, the way you're currently going, you won't be here to see the completion of this building because unfortunately there is nothing right now but dropping of the ball. There's a lot of people losing faith, and I'll tell you what, your nepotism is starting to really glow. It's glowing from downtown between Juan Mendoza, between.
Who didn't talk to you last night?
I walked by and he said, Steve, and I said, Deputy. And again, Juan Mendoza. Unfortunately, when you sit here, you're friends for a long time, but when shit's bad, Dawn, shit's bad. You're not going to sit there and say, hey, Juan, you're doing a great job. Because guess what? Juan, you're not doing a good job at all. So I'm very sorry to say, and you can ask a lot of people, there's a lot of balls getting dropped, and there's a lot of things coming, being shot back.
Right.
And that's good. I'm a big boy. You can take it. But let me tell you something, Dawn. There's more shit coming out right now about Darren Schwartz, and people are going to be surprised. So get ready. Get ready.
I'm going to put that over here.
Yeah, get ready.
I'm going to talk about the public speaking. So one by one came up. The teachers, special ed teachers, the counselors,
Amazing.
the principal. And here's my question.
Yep.
This has been going on for, what did they say, 20 years?
20 years.
20 years.
Oh, I forgot my paper, so I had to call my kid today and say, hey, could you do me a favor, take a picture or something and send it to me?
Oh my God.
So all the stuff that I wrote down.
20 years.
Yeah.
This has been going on. This place, the way they described it, should be condemned today. These students should not be in, nor should the admins or teachers
You should have heard.
be in.
It's crazy. Folks, go watch it. Better
Oh
yet.
my God.
It's only public speaking. It's like the first 45 minutes. Please go watch and listen.
Rodents dying in the walls.
Falling
Now
to the
these
floor.
are, yes,
People going
falling
to the
through
floor. Ceiling tiles falling on the
Because
kids.
the rain, they're mobile units,
Yep.
right?
That were
So-
playing backwards.
that were put in backwards
Bathrooms not working.
20 years ago as a quick fix.
Yep.
And then they just kept being told,
Yep.
there is no money, we can't do it.
Yep.
Everyone, just be quiet. We're just, it is a crap show. I'm telling you right now. I mean, we had aldermen call us and say, what do? Do we call the state and say, let's have OSHA go in? I mean, the
Go
way
watch
they
it.
were talking.
It like you couldn't believe. And again, these are
What if we
our
could-
most vulnerable young
Youngest
kids going to this. And you're talking wheelchairs. You're talking.
Oh, and they said there was no room for anything, so they just play like
pile
Jenga,
boxes and
everywhere, they
wheelchairs in the
move stuff.
hallways. So
Bathrooms bad. I mean,
so there was something today, and this is what started to get a little disturbing.
Yeah.
Okay. So after all that went on, everybody can again the speeches done were amazing.
Yes.
There was a woman there, Maureen Bergen, Amy Sims, like I said, the principal.
Yeah.
There was a principal there. A woman who's a director from like 2006 or 2008 to like 18,
Yes.
and said they've been asking us for this for 20 years. So this is nothing new.
that's right.
So what happens today? One of our aldermen.
Wait.
Oh, go ahead.
No,
Go ahead.
I want to
Go
end
ahead.
with that.
Go ahead.
I want to talk about Liz Brown.
Okay.
Okay, let me just finish up on the public
Go ahead.
speaking. So, someone got up and said, how could you not approve this gift from the state?
Right.
And I hope the last 7 minutes that I just spoke explain the fact that this is not a gift. This is not a gift.
Mhm.
This is a risk for taxpayers. And again, I believe this project can be done with facilities that we have, with schools that we have, with, you know what? If I got in there and looked at that Board of Ed budget, which I have, but I look more at our.
So much waste.
It's just so
So
much
much
waste,
waste.
and we'll get into that too. But I think we can do something with what we have and not have to go on the hook for $100 million. So somebody got up there, and I was like, they're so ill-informed, right? Liz Brown gets up there. Liz Brown is the president of the Board of Education. She gets up there like a cheerleader. Hey, give yourselves a round of applause. You're
That was funny.
amazing.
Yeah, that was funny.
There was like,
How about the other lady who got up there from the Board of Ed, Kay Munoz? And I applaud what you did. But to get up there as a representative of the Board of Education with a Harris Walsh shirt on, I just got to tell you, how, if I got up there and said, hey, I want to talk, or a teacher gets up there with a Trump shirt on, you literally would be stoning them.
Yes.
All right? You get up there with a Harris and Walsh shirt on. It was crazy. But whatever.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
lost.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, right.
Listen.
Yeah, right.
So now Liz gets up there and says, I need you all to understand. that this is not $100 million bond. This is a $6 million bond. We are never going to pay the full $100 million. We're only going to be responsible for $6 million.
Me, 6 to 7.
6 to
The
7.
most.
The most.
Everybody write that down in your diaries.
We wrote it down. We were like,
Yeah.
what?
The most we will ever pay is 6. So Liz Brown, do you have documentation to present to the Board of Ed saying that we're guaranteed the money? The answer is no, because no one does.
Right.
Is it possible that we're getting it? Absolutely.
Right.
And as you already said, if we get $94 million, here's what we're in. We get in the car and we drive to Hartford, sign those papers right now.
Now, but my final word on it is it's got to be a bond based on reimbursement.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be based on reimbursement and part of a bigger plan.
You can't hurt these residents anymore. You
Oh
can't.
my God.
You can't. You can't beat them up anymore. So we can get more marble floors on the Chase building. So we can get this. We can get new elevators. We can do this and exchange place. All these crazy things.
Right.
How much more can these people take?
Right.
You just can't.
So now, with all that said, they did not take the vote on it last night.
Nope.
It was just more public hearing, public speaking.
Mm-hmm.
And I lost my train of thought. Kelly, Alderman Kelly said, you know, she's our minority leader.
Mm-hmm.
She called me. She's like, I can't believe this. I said, you can't believe this. I'd shut this place down right now based on all of the testimony from all of these teachers and admins and principals. And this place is a nightmare for these people. Shut it down. So what does she do today? She goes up to the annex.
Now
She goes up to Bucks Hill.
This is a leadership move. This is a leadership move, Dawn. So who else can tell these
Canceled her appointments today. She's like, Dawn, I'm going up there. Go! And we always said that. If we were part of any kind of administration, we would just show up. I don't want, we watched, Ruffin used to wait for the red carpet and the flower petals, and we would do that. We would walk in and be like, look, take us through it. Let's just see what's happening.
Absolutely.
What do we need to fix? We
Let's see
don't
what's
want
really
bells
going
and
on.
whistles. We want the real
Yeah,
thing,
you
right?
know what you want to see? You want to see chaos, and you want to see how your teachers, how your administrators, how are they controlling, how are they handling this?
Right.
This is why you know when you really want to go. You don't want to go up for the photo ops.
Yeah.
You want to go up during lunch. You want to go up when you find out there's going to be a fire drill and during dismissal. So you know what you want to do? You want to go stand there and watch, and then later on you want to go up and say, close the door and say, that shit was great.
That's right.
Good
You're
job.
awesome.
Good job.
Right.
Good job.
And unfortunately, they're so conditioned to thinking that leaders want to go in and berate you and
Gotcha.
fire you, and it's a gotcha moment. It isn't. And it is. It is for the administration. But for people like Alderwoman Kelly Zimmerman and us, I went to read and to read books at Washington School, and it was great to see. And again, it's not a gotcha moment. You just want to go and get the real feel, right? So she went up there and they wouldn't let her in. Oh no, I think they let her in, but she couldn't take photos.
Now, there were no. Well, here, Joe, you want to say
I'm sorry,
something
go
before
ahead,
we-
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Renee says,
Hi, Renee.
would have been nice if more Board of Ed members were there speaking about this matter and their own perspectives, votes on the matter.
Agreed.
Jen says,
Hi, Jen.
we'll get away here.
Oh.
Yes, they took money out of toilet paper. I honestly never knew
It's
they
not
made
funny.
0.25 ply toilet paper.
Because that's what
Are you
you
kidding?
got.
Are you
But
kidding?
you know what? Wait, but you know what? You know what they approved? $1.95 million for copiers. Come on, who's negotiating that?
I gotta tell you.
1.95
For a contract.
for a
A
contract.
repair contract.
Yeah.
For Canon copiers. Are you
Yeah.
freaking kidding me? Jesus Christ, you know what? Go to PJ's and buy a brand new small copier for every school every damn year. And you're not going to spend this.
Yeah, service agreement, $1.97 million for copier and managed print services.
Jesus, what is Neil, a consultant for Canon too?
Yeah, right?
God almighty.
He must be.
Canon.
Canon, USA.
Yes. Yeah, this is crazy.
It's just
They put
crazy
them on
stuff.
A&A in Middletown.
Oh my
That's it.
God,
Please.
Joe, this is.
So yes, so
Who's
you're
negotiating these deals? I
you're
gotta tell you
wiping
something.
your butt with 0.25 ply toilet paper, but third floor is they're making
You
copies.
have no idea what these schools
What are you doing?
actually
What are you
are
doing here?
doing without your photo ops. You have no idea
Right.
how they're actually functioning to such a successful level
Right.
with what you are giving them
That's right.
and the support you are offering them. I
Or
gotta
lack
tell you,
thereof.
only thing you get is, hey, we're bringing the Rose Parade.
Yeah.
Be ready for the big
Ready.
photo ops.
Yeah.
This is it. So what happened today with Kelly?
Oh, so Kelly goes in and she says, I'm going to take some pictures of these things. And I believe it was the principal, don't quote me, said, yeah, I don't think you can do that.
No kids in the school.
There was no children
Not a
in the
single
school.
kid in the school because
Right.
it was a half day, their half day schedule, so it was right in the middle. You can't do it.
You can't do it. And
So?
she goes, why?
Yeah.
So now she calls Darren, she calls
No answer.
Katie, she calls Paul. She's no joke. She
Call
called
Joe Gary?
Joe Gary.
Nothing.
Nobody returned her call except then Nick called her back and they had a discussion and Nick's like, you just can't go into a school. She goes, why not? I'm an elected official. I should be able to. So they had a discussion.
Just so you know, though, there
and
are,
he said, go ahead, take some photos.
folks, you can go on the mayor's page, go on Waterbury Talks, go on just the other day. Raphael Roman, Alderman Sanchez,
Right.
Alderman Sandy. You know, we love some Sandy, right? All right. Alderman Sandra Martinez McCarthy, McCarthy Martinez. She, right? Martina McCarthy. They went down with Assistant Superintendent Brooks. They went to Washington School, and what did they do? They served ice cream.
I love it.
Do you know how many photos were taken of the kids and all of them? It must have
That's
been
fine.
50 of them.
Right.
But to say you can't take a picture, now, I saw those pictures. Now, I'm not really sure, but if, unfortunately, and this is the problem, what was said,
Stupid.
yeah, what the, I
You're
know.
so stupid.
Well, I am. I'm a stupid person
You're
here.
just,
Yeah, shut up.
Get it.
All right. Look, now, I'm so sorry to say, folks, these pictures are not bad. And Alderman Kelly Zimmerman said, very clean. Staff was super nice. Could it be updated, upgraded? Absolutely.
It's a 20-year-old mobile unit. Yes.
But the end of the day conversation was, it was nothing like it was portrayed
Oh my
the night
God.
before.
She didn't see like dead rodents or
Okay,
anything?
which was brought up. There was a dead rodent from 5 years
Years ago.
earlier. So I think what everybody did last night was literally took the information dump and put it out there. And guess what? The building they need to move.
They
Those
need to
kids
get rid of
shouldn't
it.
be there.
Right.
But last night was poco, Mr. Representative.
Wow.
Sorry. So
it was
Alderman Zimmerman, what you did, sister, that was a big balls move. That's exactly what you should do. A lot of times they say, come up, we want you to take a tour. But we don't want a tour that's planned. You don't want the rose petals out there like coming to America. What you want to walk up there like we said and see it. And you know what, Kelly? Kudos to you.
That's right. So along those lines, there were a few agenda items regarding big contracts for Apex Education Services LLC for board certified behavioral analysis services and restraint training, for registered behavior tech services, and more behavioral analyst services. So Wendy Johns gets up. All right, I'm going to say it.
Oh. I don't know where you're going with this.
There was a little bit of an attitude.
Poco. Well, I don't know why she should be upset. She's leaving. She's going like New Hartford this week.
You have 2 weeks left.
You should be happy to get out of here.
So, so they were asking questions. Anyway, long story made short, and I'll give you the Dawn version. It's $8 million. $8 million to this one company, Apex Education Services LLC. And it got voted down. So it moves 2 more weeks out. So this way, it won't need an 11 vote thing. So it will only need a majority, a simple majority instead of the 11 votes.
So
it got voted down.
So I want you to know, I'm going to just give you a little look. Apex Educational Services, I know the boxes are there, but let me read it to you, folks. This was, like Dawn had pointed out.
All
right.
It's funny because we talked about it and I forgot that we had talked about it.
Right.
And now I hear that last night and I'm like, I gotta do some research on this.
So our mission at Apex is to be a beacon of support and advocacy for those in the community with special needs. We provide effective, comprehensive special education consulting services tailored to the needs of individuals with autism and other unique learning profiles. From partnering with school districts to implement inclusive teaching practices to our dedicated learning center in Wallingford, we are committed to providing a continuum of high caliber services all about applied behavioral analysis, and we are not minimizing this. This is exactly what you had discussed. When
I
you
want these people in our city
so
system.
why aren't our people doing this? Now again, these are people that's, if you look at some of the consultants, they don't have the qualifications our teachers have. Okay, so now let's understand $8 million. Now that's not all in special ed. That's not like, oh, that's all we pay to send kids.
No. This is just one company.
This is just one company.
15.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of.
I wonder why we want to pay one company, we want to push it through so quickly. Why do we want to do that?
Okay, so now we start looking at Apex, and on their webpage it says our center in Waterbury coming soon.
Coming soon.
Coming soon.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I'm like, all right, so let's dive deep into this as you did. So now we look into it, and they will be opening a. Is it 20,000 or 12,000?
20,000.
20,000 square foot facility at 84 Progress Lane in Waterbury.
It's a learning center, folks. So that would be learning center for special needs. So that would be kind of like a therapeutic school.
Go figure.
All right. So 84 Progress. Wow. So now we don't have to teach our kids in our classrooms now. We can teach them better in a factory warehouse on Progress Lane. Wow, I never would have thought that our kids would have done better playing around on the docks of 84 Progress Lane.
Of this big ass factory facility, right?
So why do we want to pay them $8 million over 3 years, Dawn?
Okay, so here's what I'm guessing. So now I look into this industrial space on Progress Lane and I go, who owns 84 Progress Lane?
That would be AirRev2 Limited Partnership.
So now,
we
look into that AirRev2 Limited Partnership. Look, I pulled it up. And guess where their business address is and mailing address? 240 East Aurora Street and 225 East Aurora Street. So I pulled it up already.
This is a 240 East Aurora Street.
The Albert Brothers.
Oh.
So now
You mean where Mac DeMac, who was the mayor's chief of staff, is now the lead person at Cornerstone, along with Lieutenant Ryan Bissett of the Waterbury Police Department, left before his pension to go work at a big paying job at Cornerstone Realty for the Albert Brothers. So we pay you $8 million as long as you rent out our 20,000 square foot empty facility where we can teach our kids a lot better in a warehouse than we can in our schools. You know what, Paul? You and the person pulling your strings, brother, you should be ashamed of yourself. And Darren, grow a set of meatballs, brother, because you suck. No, this is terrible. Stop leveraging our kids because you're bending over for Neil O'Leary. Stop it.
So Cornerstone Realty, let me explain,
Terrible.
is owned by Albert Brothers, who is now the shiny new toy in Waterbury. So the Albert Brothers, Cornerstone Realty,
Who also we hear is buying or getting into anime. So you want to know what, folks? When that takes place, come back and tell us if we were right or wrong.
I mean,
Terrible.
again,
This is
shiny
terrible.
new toy. Now you see their names on all of the sponsors of the Chamber of Commerce.
Every one of them. Diamond sponsors. You know what, folks? This is how. You know what they call this? Aaron Stewart got in trouble for stuff. This is called legalized corruption. You pass your money around. I'll lock you in for $8 million, but you got to do this for us.
You have to go over to this warehouse, open up this new place
Where our kids are going to get the best education in a warehouse.
by
Are
people
you
who
freaking
we
kidding me?
looked at
Terrible.
Apex, and they don't have
Yeah,
qualifications
terrible.
of our people.
So my question, Mike Rinaldi, Kenny Curran,
Where are you?
guys, you get Sean Mosley. You're going to ask some freaking questions, or are you just going to keep doing what you're told because the script has told you to do this? This is the problem.
That's right.
The money's being passed around so blatantly. And you want to know what? This would bring you to, you'd wonder why certain things go on. Well, you know what? I go right back to Mike LeBlanc. You know what, Michael Blank? If I'm not mistaken, you are part of that municipal finance committee that oversees.
Not only part of, he is the chairman.
The chairman. And what city does he oversee? And we talked about this so many times, Don. Right now, Ansonia, who's now calling for the investigation into alleged credit card and private vehicle uses for personal reasons. Well, guess what, folks? Mike, if you can't control it here in Waterbury, what makes you think you can control it anywhere else? Because there is nothing but abuse going on than it is in the city of Waterbury. So,
I do want to say
terrible stuff. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Kevin says they are going to do a long-term lease to bypass the 11 vote needed to sell.
Oh, for internet? Albert Brothers?
For what?
For Apex?
For Progress Lane, right?
Yeah. Oh.
No, on the Intimate building.
Yeah. It's got to be the Albert Brothers in the Intimate building. So, okay, folks. So,
You're hearing it. You know why? Because let's tell you why they can do this. Let's tell you why. Because years ago, if you're going to sell city property, you need supermajority.
That's right.
But if you take city property out and create a quasi city organization,
Right.
598 or 698 South Main Street LLC, run by Kathy Awad
That's right.
and Pete McCaslin, the principal at Westside Middle School. When you own the people, they do whatever you want. But you took it out of the city's coffers, if you will. Now I can do whatever I want with it because I don't need the 11 because we technically don't own it. This is how they've been sidestepping nonstop. And if you're happy with it, keep being happy with it because this is what they do. And guess what? We pay. Who was one of the biggest attorneys at Animat when it happened? Joe Hartley's son. This is who they hired to represent Animat. Folks, look at it. The amount of money that's getting passed around, it is
Circle
criminal.
of corruption. Yes.
Okay, I just got an AM.
Yeah?
Albert Brothers just donated a ton of new and gently used books, and I need a ton. And the reading supervisors having 4 or 5 facilitators spend a day organizing them and getting them out of the education warehouse.
Crazy.
I can't.
I tell you what,
I just can't.
yeah, what you're doing is criminal. And if someone doesn't want to come and investigate it, I'll tell you what, there is no justice left in the world.
And let me
If
tell
you're
you,
getting away with this nonstop.
if I was getting that kind of coin that they're probably going to get for a 20,000 square foot facility, I'd be donating some books.
That's city money going in, and they're locking into a 3-year, $8 million lease, $8 million deals, long-term contracts
Right.
for this. Let me tell you, folks, one of those is restraint training. That's over $600,000 for, now again, there's only 33 schools.
That's right.
Someone goes and says, and I'm not minimizing restraint training, but teachers are told, don't put your hands on the kids anyway.
That's right.
But if you have to do it, this is what we do. $200,000 a year for the guy to come in and say, put your hand here, do this. There's only 33 schools. If you got paid, Jesus Christ, you got paid $1,000 for every school.
Right. And if so Sandra Martinez said, well, how many people is that?
Mm-hmm.
And Wendy Johns went through, well, we have parents, we have this, we have that, we have the teachers, and that. And Sandra goes, okay, you didn't answer my question.
Right.
How many people are that? She goes, well, if I had to do the math,
Mm-hmm.
and pause, she's like, maybe 250 or 300 people, I think. 300 people. And I'm like, for $500,000, just stop.
Folks, you see what's going on? Wait till the lease is signed. They're going in. We're going to give up $8 million, and that's not all for Apex. There's more. There's more. This is criminal.
I do want to say, and we say, like you said, kudos to DG Moncarlo for when you were meeting. I got to tell you, let me back up and say, a few weeks ago, Unico, our Italian group,
You're Italian? Sorry.
our Italian group, the largest Italian civic group in the country, of which I am one of only 3 original members. It was started. It began in 1922 in Waterbury, and now it's a national organization. And anyway, so me, my sister, and my brother are only 3 original. But
No one likes to show.
can track us back. Anyway, so I love Unico. We have our scholarship dinner or brunch every year, and we give scholarships away. And we give our Majorana family scholarship and my dad's name. And at our table was Ian Blake.
Nice.
The only person in the administration to show up.
Nice.
And we had a lovely luncheon.
Kudos to him.
Yes, and I'm going to tell you, and I said to him, I don't want to sound like your mom, because I'm probably that age.
You mean like grandma?
I'm going to leave that right now.
Yeah, the chicken.
I don't want to sound like your mom, but I'm super proud because he has brought up, he has brought up concerns and questions while trying to navigate his way through
The script.
his script and the ceiling that they put on them for the Democrats. And I got to tell you, some of these agenda items, we won't go through all of them. He stood up and spoke not only on the good jobs ordinances, which I just kudos for bringing that up, but for where are these companies that are looking for money and they're sending so our department heads in looking for where are they? And I thought he did a great job, and Brian McIntyre did a great job bringing up just asking the questions. And
let's point out,
it was a good showing.
even Brian, it wasn't like a yes or no vote right away. They really took the time and figured out, all right, did they vote for Republicans all the time?
Right.
No. And that's the best part about this.
Again,
It doesn't make you a bad Republican to vote in favor of something else that's not brought up or supported by your party. If it's best for the city, vote on it.
And best for your constituents, then vote
No.
yes.
And I'll tell you what,
And I said that.
look at Ryan, and in the end, he voted at one point, and they were the only two.
They were the only two
Yeah.
that said, let's push this off and let's bring in the vendor
Mhm.
the next meeting and let's just ask them, why do you need this extra time and this
Agreed.
extra money? And they got voted down. I'm sorry you did, because I thought it was a great point that you brought up. And it's noticed. Yes, Stefan.
Okay, I just have a small signal.
Oh,
Okay?
Okay.
If you look at the Albert Brothers building,
yeah.
they have the pound logo on their building.
That is just awesome.
Guys, again, you think we're making it up.
I know.
Please just look at what's happening. And it doesn't mean, oh my God, you're talking bad about the people that are giving so much to our kids and our community. No, they're getting paid
That's right.
millions of dollars. That's why they're giving it.
That's right.
Why do you think K-Bar donates so much?
That's right.
Why do you think KBE donates so much? Why do
Also,
you think
diamond sponsors of all.
Why do you think the Tommaso Group donates so much? And the Palace and Williams. Please understand, and everyone looks at the Tommasos that they're the greatest thing since sliced bread. Let's not forget, the Tommasos spent a long time in jail for corruption underrolling. So please, let's understand who we're dealing with. This guy's garbage because this one's good, this one's bad. Please understand, look at the big picture. Just because people aren't passing millions of dollars around doesn't make you a bad or good person.
Well, and I always laugh because the other name on those diamond sponsors is Jacobs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you right now,
Writings on the wall.
I'm telling you, Jacobs is taking over our water system.
You wait.
Jacobs will take over the water department as they have now the treatment center and the sewage plant.
Biggest mistake Waterbury will ever make, because listen, the water department, the water treatment, you gotta understand, that right there, you look at it, it's a liability. Folks, try to bond for things. Understand the value and say,
Right.
Steve, you're a moron. What kind of value is in that broken down incinerator? You don't understand. When you start dealing with water, we, meaning Waterbury, own more land in Litchfield than Litchfield
does.
So take all the value when you start bonding and you start going against the things.
Right.
It's going to take away value from the city. You don't give away all the land. It's like having this beautiful farm, keeping the house and selling the land.
That's right. And
Don't do
that
it.
would be the worst thing. To give up an
Worst.
asset would be the worst thing. And I'm not sure they would be that stupid, but I do think that they can't.
When there's money involved, Dawn, and I'm telling you, the fix is it.
The fix is in, but I think it's more of the management of it. And here's my question: what happens to the water department workers? What happens to them? Does that just go away? Does it go away?
Yeah,
So, mark my words, I'm telling you, that's where this
the
is going.
city workers, especially the public works guys, they get screwed non-stop.
Every time.
Watch. Go ahead, Joe. Sorry.
Someone's asking you a question.
Please.
Does Weaver ever ask questions, or just there to say, I second that?
That's it.
That's it.
It's a good question,
No,
but
100%.
yeah, I hate to say it, you know it. And,
Never gonna ask a
and
question.
then you're gonna hear Alderman Kerwin say, point of order, is this time sensitive?
It's time
Is this time
sensitive.
sensitive? Everything's time sensitive. You know why? Because you wait until the last minute and jam it down your throat, and then they cry, if we don't do it, we're gonna lose money. These are the things you should be sitting at a table
Right.
with aldermen, not just a few aldermen,
Right.
sitting there saying, hey, this is coming down the pike. What do you think about this?
That's right.
What do you think about this? Instead, they jam it through you and say, we've never heard of this before. It's on the agenda. We need you to vote on it right now.
That's right.
Here's one for you. Kelly, Adrian, Mike Rosso, who's been killing it lately,
Yes,
Raphael,
yes,
Sandra. Let me tell you, keep asking the questions. Don't be bullied.
Adrian was very
Yeah,
pleasant.
yeah.
Okay, so I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Why is it that the Board of Aldermen have to approve a refund of $800 on someone's permits that they didn't put the solar panels on their house, but yet
This is tough.
the Department of Public Works can outsource our street sweeping job and take it away from our
City workers.
city workers?
That's a shame on you.
It is in their contract, at some point in their contract, that says if it is deemed more efficient, more effective to outsource jobs,
Mhm.
they can do it without getting any Board of Aldermen approval.
Terrible.
So they could take money in their budget and hire
They took it out of our
10
guys.
street
They
sweeping.
took it out of our guys, the ladies and gentlemen, the public works, the street. You took it out of their pocket. And you want to know what? We keep talking about how great our material is, how we have the best of stuff. Ask the head of the Department of Public Works. Ask them how old we have 3 street sweepers.
Yep.
One of them, which is the newest, the best one we have, is
State of the art.
over 20 years old. So you gotta understand. And why does it take so long, folks? Why do we take so long? Why are our streets so bad? We'll go right back to when it's snowing outside. You use salt, you wouldn't have a lot of these subcontractors dumping tons and tons and tons of sand on the streets. This is why it's taking so long. And unfortunately, then you screw our guys by bringing in outside people. You know what?
Joe and I.
You couldn't run this place any worse if you wanted to.
Joe and I were driving home the other night in the dark, and on Aurora Street, there was a street sweeper. And I don't know anything about this stuff, but all I know is he looked like Pighead on Charlie Brown. He's going, there's like all this dust and dirt, kicking up. Well, it was messy. And where's the ARPA funds? You
should have bought new street sweepers.
Should have bought new street sweepers and not got the archdiocese out of a bind and spent millions of dollars on schools and churches. Just a bad move. I want to say congratulations to Rivera Memorial. I went up to Jessica and said, please let me give you $3. Just
This buys on me.
Yes, this buys on me. My son costs more than your
You and Matt, your husband, Matt Ocasio,
Amazing.
you're wonderful people, you're wonderful family, you do so much for this community.
Yes.
And then the fact you're going to have some extra parcels of land to expand all you do, kudos.
It's about time.
The fight that you put up, and you went through
For
it,
years.
and it was facilitated a lot by a lot of community people, a lot of people in your organization, and a special shout out to Raphael Roman.
Raphael Roman.
Who really
He did a great
fought.
job.
And on that note, I'm going to say, I watched this Board of Aldermen meeting, and there were some really
Poignant.
touching
Yes.
remarks made by Raphael. And I had to tell you something, Raphael, that's the side of people that no one ever wants to show. And some of the stuff that you shared, personal things, shows you why you're such a leader in this community and just an all-around good guy.
Keep up the faith. Keep up the good work. Please don't. I know you were like, it just makes me not want to be here. And you were so honest and so raw.
You're a good person.
And you're an amazing person. You're an amazing mentor. You're an amazing leader.
Mm-hmm.
And you're an even better alderman. And your constituents are lucky to have you. Absolutely. We're lucky to have you. And just keep up the fight.
Even though you're that bizarre liberal Democrat, I just want you to know you're still one hell of a good guy.
Stop it.
So.
Stop it. And I want to say congratulations to Scott Conant. Scott Conant, who is a Food Network star, grew up on Martone Street and went to Caner Tech.
Oh, I saw this.
And he's been in the news. I loved Scott Conant.
Yeah.
I loved him. Yeah.
Who didn't you? I'm so sorry. That came out loud? Okay. Sorry,
And
Joe.
yes, I
My
just
bad.
I adored him, and then he became famous. And I have friends who went to school with him, and I'm like, can I meet Scott? Like, I just anyway, which I haven't, so just putting that out there. But he released a new line of sauce called Martone Street, and
wow.
yes, because that's where he came from, and that's where he learned all of his Italian cooking secrets.
Remember the grotto?
Yeah,
I used to love the
videos.
grotto. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, I
they
used to
retired.
yeah, I used to
They're
love that.
great. But yes, he I love Scott. He said he was a Caner student,
Yeah.
and he went into food because he couldn't get into the plumbing program at Caner.
Well, look how that worked out.
Yeah, how'd that work out for you, Scott? So congratulations
Amazing.
and all the
Did
success.
you make these?
Probably not.
No. Oh.
Although his mom said her meatballs are better than his, and he didn't argue. He was like, I'm not gonna argue.
Yeah.
So,
Congratulations to Father Ferraro.
oh, it's a 66th year, I think.
Oh, just saw that.
66th year of being an ordained priest, and we love you. And from me to him, if anybody sends this to him, I adore you.
Mm-hmm.
And he's always been like a second dad to me. And I'm sorry that I haven't been to see you, but I promise you, he's in New Britain at a
I can't even get her to pick up the phone, Father,
retired
so
father.
I'm really sorry. So please know.
I'm so
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Huh?
But congratulations. You're an
Oh,
amazing
Monsignor.
leader.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm so
Monsignor,
sorry.
yeah.
Monsignor Ferraro. I don't know.
66 years.
Yes,
Did you guys
congratulations.
talk about street sweepers or something?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, you were
Oh,
on.
Isabel said they came on a Saturday to sweep our street. Not the best job. Yesterday,
Right.
drove by the street sweeper in Watertown. Now that was a great job.
Well,
Did you ever see Watertown's plows? I mean, they have like
Article money.
because
probably.
they used it
That's
correctly,
right.
and
That's
Oh.
right.
they still had to pay us $35 million, and they still had enough to buy.
And they still had new
Yeah.
plows.
I'm
So,
telling you.
hey, I think that's all we're gonna do.
We're going to close out.
We're
No,
gonna-
and I know what you're doing. We're going to close out. Mr. DeBarros, I wish you luck. And I'll tell you what, as far as we're concerned, this is over. You want to keep going? Listen, you know we're never going to back down from it, but I can tell you this. There's no need to continue. You run your campaign. We're not running. And I wish Chris Shea the best. That's all I'm going to
That's
say.
right.
You take it from here, my friend.
So, happy Meatball Day. I will wear that badge. Everyone, thank you so much for getting my back.
Well, in fairness,
But
your
I'm pretty hot.
tatas were kind of sticking
Right?
out too. You were like a meatball
My
hoe.
friends said they're like,
You're like a meatball hoe.
That-
I don't know what's
that's all
going
right.
on here. I mean, I don't know.
I'll take it.
Yeah,
So,
right. Oh.
you guys have a great week. We'll see you next week. Till then, I'm going to cut up some meatballs and we're going to eat some dinner. So, thanks. Have a great week.
Tally up.